No, I mean, I literally, like, I walk around on a daily basis and think to myself, I'm like, there really is, like, nothing that anyone needs or really wants to hear from, like, just another white guy walking around.
Yeah.
And then later that night, I go home and sit down in the chair and start podcasting.
Start broadcast. Get the broadcast.
Get my thoughts out on the internet.
Yeah. No. I wonder just how many white dudes are right now. He's over there.
Oh, okay. All right, he's getting close.
Right now in New York City, I bet there's at least
that's two
other groups of white dudes doing this exact same thing.
Like right at this moment.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely almost certainly. That's actually hilarious. I've never thought about that. The fact that there's legitimately like we need there needs to be like an online interactive map where you can like see who else is actively podcasting right now.
That would be you can sync up. That would be weaponized instantly. People would be like, we have to stop them.
Yeah, you have the exact address of
where are they?
The podcaster list becomes comparable to like the sex offender list, where if you're a podcaster, your address is put on public file. If you're a group of white guy podcasters, your address gets put on a public record.
You have to be put. Yeah, you have to tell your neighbors.
Yeah, we're podcasters. Sorry.
And it's equally embarrassing. I think would I rather tell someone that I have a weekly podcast or that I'm on the sex offender registry? I don't know.
It's a tough choice.
I don't know if I've mentioned to people that we have a YouTube channel, and I think I've mentioned that we have a podcast, but
it's the last part that comes up.
And like we podcast as well.
Yeah. I literally like. I mean, I wouldn't say I go out of my way to like avoid telling people that we have a podcast.
No,
but like. Because here's the thing, like you can't tell someone, you can't be like, oh, I have a podcast, you should check it out. No, that sucks.
You can't say that.
That's so lame. Like I think it's one thing if someone like naturally, like comes across your podcast, or if they know that you make content.
Yeah, they
check you out, and they're like, oh, you also
that was
have
a funny
podcast.
Video. Maybe their podcast will be funny.
But like the way I think of it, it's like I feel like the podcast, when the podcast is the main dish, and you're advertising the main dish of the podcast. It's like I already know what it tastes like,
Yeah, I've had one.
I know what 4 white dudes taste like.
You've had one. You've had them all.
Yeah, you're just getting you're just.
And you got
it's like eating a slice of pizza over and over again.
And we haven't even been in a movie or anything. We don't have any cool guests.
Yeah.
We don't have any and I think that's a game that I think podcasts, a lot of podcasting is like cross-pollinating with like other with like guests and stuff. But we hate meeting people. I hate meeting people. I'm very good at it.
Well, like, I mean, we've never, like, had any... We've had one opportunity to have a guest on our podcast, and that was Pete's semen retention friend.
Yeah. A guy
who...
A man.
As far as I'm concerned, that's a celebrity.
From Michigan.
The spider is in my room.
Yeah, he's gone all the way.
He's definitely in my room.
In there. He's gonna be in there tonight.
Right. Yep.
That's all right.
Guest in my bedroom.
Yeah, and we could book him. Maybe he's listening.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the better. I feel like we should be able to be like, hey, I have a podcast, you should check it out. Like I like today, I work with a couple of people who are like comedians.
Yeah.
At the bar I work at, and they will like mention to guests that they have a comedy show, and they'll be like, you should come to my comedy show. It's next Thursday.
Right.
And when they say it, I'm like, you know, how else are you going to get somebody to go to the show? You know?
Right.
If you don't ask. But it's still so embarrassing.
I mean, the one thing I will say, and this is what I think...
Not for them. But for me.
What losers. Well, I mean, I think why promoting podcasts gets a bad rap is like, I think the general perceived amount of effort required to make a podcast is pretty low.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I mean, look at it, you know.
And I think, and we're putting in more effort now than we used to.
Right, which granted still is, you know, a pretty remarkably low amount of effort, all things considered.
Yeah. Well, that's really...
But, and, you know, like, for a comic to go up on stage and be like, you know, like that's definitely putting themselves out there. You know, I would say more so than we are right now, sitting in the comfort of our living room.
Oh yeah, they're
broadcasting, but you know, like I think that's how it gets its bad rap. Is that it's like it's not. I don't mean to draw this comparison, but it's like, and I think in a lot of ways people perceive podcasting as like the tech bros of comedy, where it's like, oh, like you're kind of like doing the comedy route with like the path of least resistance.
Yeah,
you know, it's like no one except a YouTube commenter can make fun of you, really.
Yeah, and then it's like you can edit it.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Like, all you need is at least 2 microphones, know how to record it.
Yeah.
It's so simple. And but that's also kind of like why I get, like, it makes sense to me that there's so many white dude podcasts.
Yeah.
Because it's just pretty fun and easy.
It is fun. It is like, I do feel like a podcast is like a very, like it's so self-indulgent in a way, you know. It's like you're like, you almost do it. Like I feel like we podcast more for ourselves than we do for like.
Yeah, for the 10 to 30 people
who watch like 25% of the video.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. I mean, for us, in our case, we don't feel like the need to do it as like, oh, this is what people are doing. This is, you know, where
the business is booming, baby.
We gotta follow the trends, and the trend says we gotta do this. It's just
trends
like,
say 4 white guys in a room with microphones.
That we got 4 white guys. Here we go, and it was just like, oh well, we have the equipment to do it anyway.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that's why there's so many.
Well, it's also
anybody who can make anything can make a podcast.
It's also funny though, how, like the sheer range of podcasts that exist. Like on one hand, you get like this like our end of like the garage podcast, like you know, super like no budget whatsoever. It's like we're basically just, you know, banking on like the comedy of the podcast.
Yeah.
Then you get. Like there's a world of like business podcasts, like podcasts where you aren't expected to laugh.
That's absurd to
Like-
me. You just listen. That's a lecture. That's a college lecture.
That's like, yeah, that's like taking an online class.
Yeah. Or, yeah.
They just have really nice microphones.
Could be.
It's like business podcasts to me. It's like an ASMR online community college class.
Right.
You know,
It's
like it sounds really nice, and you learn about stocks and.
But there's no way you're absorbing it even. I feel like there's no way. Oh, that's not true. People are probably like intently listening to a finance podcast if they think that it'll
Right.
make them better at finance, maybe. But
whatever that even means.
it's so much like a podcast. A podcast is like it's so long. Like there's no way you're absorbing everything. I think you just hope that 5 to 10 minutes of the full hour is like memorable or interesting.
Right.
And then the rest of it just has to be good enough to like keep the listeners like
keep you from like falling asleep.
Yeah, or like just get it clicking off and watching something else.
Yeah,
Watching
clicking
different
off,
podcasts.
going to watch porn.
And how the fuck are we
sucks.
supposed to compete with that? You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm sure tons of people, I'm sure when we look at our stats and it says like, people get through 25% of the video, it's because they're immediately switching to porn.
They're like, all right, these guys are having fun, but
Frankly, I want to go jack
frankly,
it.
I need to see
What they should
some BBW.
They should add to YouTube a feature that lets you see what the viewer switched to. Like they should let you see what they
YouTube.
like what link
Oh
they
my god,
clicked
that
on.
would be so bad for me personally. I can literally think of. We won't get into it.
We won't get into it.
But that would not be good. It would not be a good look for me.
I can think of multiple times I was watching a podcast and then my next search was started with a
Sarah
P.
what's the name of an Overwatch character? POV.
My next
Tracer
word was
POV.
Tracer POV.
I'm done watching my Magic the Gathering podcast. Tracer POV.
You get 5 minutes into a Magic the Gathering podcast and you're like, I can't do this anymore. Tracer POV.
Load it up. Got 2 monitors for a reason.
You don't even have to type it in. You just have like you have a hotkey on your keyboard.
Yeah.
Just opens up the exact
opens
video.
up 5 tabs and scroll it like this one today.
Opens up 5 random Tracer Overwatch videos.
Ant Cass Big Hero 6. Well, Ben, my computer is in the middle of our living room. Do you think I've jacked off in the living room?
I mean, frankly, I wouldn't know. Obviously, because the thing is, you have like our sleep schedules are either like very much in sync, or they're complete like dead opposite.
Yeah, I feel like they've been in sync this past week.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, you're right. Sometimes.
But then sometimes we drift to.
Yeah. Well, there was a minute
opposite.
where I was like, I had to wake up at like 7 in the morning, and then I would get back like 3 to 4 hours later, and I would pass out and go to sleep, and then you would wake up during that, and
Right. I mean, so that's the thing. Like,
it's very possible.
You very easily could have, and I'd be none the wiser.
You think it's my style? Do you think it's my vibe?
No. I mean,
All right.
I don't. The thing is, like, I'll be honest with you. The thought, like, the idea of jacking off in front of a computer to me,
I'd never jack off in my computer.
like,
in front of my computer.
like, that's
I
such
have
a,
not.
That's such a movie thing.
Right.
Like
yeah.
to like sit down in your in your desk chair.
Like you need a keyboard and like you need it in full screen.
Right. Like I mean I get that there was a time when that's what you had to do, like before like iPhone, like
yeah, before the iPhone,
like
basically.
Yeah, like I mean that's the thing. Like everyone who has watched pornography now has grown up in the like iPhone age, you know? And it's like I guess there was a time when you had to get on like your laptop.
That would
God
suck.
forbid your desktop. You know, you people pride to do it with their desktop, and I mean,
He might not have even had headphones.
Yeah, I mean they might have had like those little like shitty like
those
speakers.
They have one speaker on each side.
Yeah,
and their wife is not supposed to be home for 2 hours.
Yep. And just
kids are asleep.
I mean, I just couldn't imagine
It's
it.
1994, and what would
the vibes are good.
Yeah, I mean,
vibes are good. Dick is hard.
Could be nice.
Must have been nice to watch porn back in the 90s. Would have been so dope. Go to Blockbuster. Go to the adult video section.
Yeah. That's
dude, in the 80s, people were getting porn on VHS and putting it up on the big screen, dude.
You used to have to leave all your porn around the house, right? Like in magazine form or in like a VHS or whatever. Like you could hide it, but like
the evolution of pornography is actually so funny. The fact that people used to go to the movie theater. People would go to the adult movie theater. Pee Wee Herman went to the adult movie theater.
He did.
Also, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest
Paul
in
Rubens.
peace.
You really shouldn't have been arrested for. You really should. I mean, what are you supposed to do at a porn theater? I mean, are you supposed to not
this
jack
guy's
off
a pervert
at the porn theater?
Like,
I just feel like he wasn't in the wrong.
Yeah, I think he was doing exactly what he was supposed to be doing in there. That's what that's for. Is he not allowed to go?
Right. He's just supposed to sit there?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean it's like it's crazy
thank God for the modern age.
For real, man.
Like you can watch porn at work.
You can watch porn at the bus stop.
Yeah, you can. I don't even know if I've told that story on the podcast. I can't remember. I probably did, but a couple of weeks ago I was walking past a bus stop, and the back of the bus stop has that like glass window pane that you sit in front of, and I was walking past the glass, and there was a guy sitting with his back to me. And I could see through the glass that he was just on X videos on his phone at the bus stop. And he wasn't even the only one there. There was like two other people at the bus stop. And I mean, he was just browsing.
I guess from his point of view, he's probably like, you know, I mean, I'm just scrolling on the homepage, you know. I'm not like, I'm not watching porn, you know.
He actually hasn't done anything wrong yet. He's literally just like, you know, he's picking them out for later.
Right.
You know?
I mean, he's saving them
for when he's not at the bus stop.
I mean, do you think like he has like an account? Like, do you think he has an Xvideos account?
No.
Like, do you think he
save your favorites?
Like, do you think he logs into Xvideos and it like autofills his password?
Google's like, you're back. Oh, so soon. Yeah. Well,
I mean, that just like seems to me like, because I mean, even if you're like on the homepage, I mean, it still like shows like boobs, you know. You still see all the shit. Yeah. It's just not a video. I don't know. I mean, who are we to judge?
The guy's a slut, you know. So
That's
what?
A little happy slut.
So what? If you're
a happy slut.
one of my coworkers is revealing to me slowly over time that he is just a huge slut recently.
Interesting.
I won't get into any specifics at all because he's currently in a relationship. His significant other would, if they were listening, would never know that I was working with this person. So,
right,
can go off on it. But this guy, he's constantly like flirting with customers.
He's just a little sex machine,
boning out. And the other day, 2 days ago at work, he's like, this was actually unreal. He was, we were both working. He's like, you know, that girl over there, she's with her boyfriend, but she keeps staring at me. And I'm like, wow, yeah, awesome. I'm like, I'm sure that's true. 5 minutes go by, and he left, and he comes back to me, and he's like, I just made out with her in the closet. He's clocked in. Like, we're at work. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you don't know them? You don't know her at all? And he's like, no. We were just making eyes. And then she came over to me. She said she liked me, and we started making out. And
do you have, like, because I'm calling cap right now,
dude. I saw him. He did it. He had 3 more interactions, intensely sexual interactions with this customer at work, during work. And I like interrupted one of them because they're just doing it at work.
What? And
I like her boyfriend, the girl, there was a dude with her. I don't know, the dude might not be her boyfriend, but
that's still an immensely uncool position to be in.
Dude, I mean, I didn't know what to do, honestly.
That's still like I don't care.
It was weird. I was like, this doesn't happen in real life. But my coworker was acting like it's only natural.
Day in the life of a New York City slut.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, damn. And then
that would suck if I don't care what your relationship is to this person. If you're just out to dinner with a friend and your friend keeps leaving to go to just go make out and or fuck this guy, I'm like all right, cool.
It was the kind of thing that I would just never have expected of real people in real life. And
yeah,
but I was a witness to it.
So wow. I mean,
unless he was playing some sort of grand prank on me.
That's almost, it just feels like it has to be that, you know? I don't know. Were these paid actors?
That seems insane, but I don't know. Some people have the horny gene, though.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what the conversation with. Because I was talking to him later, and I was like, so, do you and your girlfriend have, an open relationship? And he's like, yes and no. And I'm like, okay, so no. And
he's like, no, I mean, she says no, but, I say yeah.
And and I was like, some people are uncontrollably horny in that way, where they're they'll do whatever their body tells them to in the they're a complete slave to the whims of horniness.
That's just, I mean,
in that way. Have you ever like? Do you have any? Like, you don't have to name anybody, but have you like met? Have you experienced like a person like this?
not to that extent. Not to like not like someone who I would know like on the clock would do that. Like I know people who like, you know, they go to a party and they fuck around, you know, but
yeah, no, that's normal.
But yeah, like at a like, you know,
like dead sober. We're
Dead
talking about like
sober.
dead sober in the middle of a work day.
no, I mean that's so out of my comprehension.
Yeah. One of my I would never, if this like lady came on to me, and if she was the most beautiful lady in the world, if it was Jessica Chastain who approached me at work, cornered me even,
Yeah.
and said,
Put her arm,
"Now's your
pin
chance."
you against the wall, put her arm over you
Yeah.
on the wall.
Yeah. And said, "Now's your chance, stud."
I'd be like,
no, no.
Dude, I'm gonna get fired.
No, please. I'm at work.
If my boss sees me right now,
Can I
he's
talk?
gonna
Can we do
flip.
this later?
Yeah.
But yeah, I had friends who have quit their jobs for like a hit of the pussy, you know, in the moment. I've had friends, you know, every day someone betrays their best friend for
the smallest
Yeah.
taste of the smallest taste of like a ounce of pussy.
Yeah. And I've never personally been that guy.
I know it sounds like we're admitting to being like tiny little virgins having this conversation, but like I do genuinely I do not comprehend like the absolute. I mean, like on one hand, I'm like that's insane. Like they're your coworker. Like I mean, Riz King for real. Like,
he kept calling himself the Rizzler after that.
That's why that makes me feel like it's a setup. Like how, like a real Riz King would not call themselves the Rizzler.
Dude,
you know?
I don't know why he would. It does seem like an impossible scenario, and I'm not gonna lie to you. It's 100% did happen.
I'm not making this up for the podcast.
I'm not. Yeah. I mean, I really actually am not. And this, I mean, I would just.
I believe that it happened.
Horniness would never supersede like my rational thought. In that,
frankly, horniness would not supersede like next month's rent. You know, like.
It would not supersede my anxiety in the moment. Like, it's just crazy. Well,
frankly, what's funny is that the way you describe him, like he's like, hey, bro, that chick she just gave me the fuck eyes, you know, like he was like actively reading signs to you, like for one, like I don't know why it's really funny to me that he's like actively like narrating to himself like what she's doing to indicate that she wants to fuck.
Yes. Non-verbally. He's like she's communicating.
It's like he's like a robot.
She hasn't spoken to me, but
it's like he's like a sex robot. He's like fuck eyes spotted.
Pheromones detected.
Nipples hard.
Yeah, dude, we're not virgins. We're not. we are not the virgin podcasters to his Chad. See this male
we
slut.
are. Yeah, we virgin podcasters versus male sex robot.
I don't know. I'm just like genuinely lamenting. Like, I have never been that horny in my whole life.
No,
I don't think.
no.
You know, and I wonder. What if I never will be?
What if I changed?
Yeah.
What if I was that horny?
What happened in my childhood that would never be that horny to do that?
I mean, he might like. I don't know. Maybe you don't even want to know what happened to him that makes him want to do that.
It's true.
You don't want
to
know what he was doing in like middle school.
Yeah.
You don't want to know how many.
He was fucking.
Let's just say someone was playing a lot of footsies in elementary school.
No. Yeah. I don't know. Something to be said about the passionate, you know?
Yeah, something to be said about the dudes who put their dick out there. Put their dick out there on the front lines every day.
Yeah.
While us
getting rubbed up by
virgin
strangers.
retentioners leave our semen indoors.
Yeah. So far this podcast we've talked about how we both definitely jack off to pornography, and how other people who get actually laid are just like completely alien.
Yeah, the scorecard is not looking good right now.
No.
The scorecard is
it's not
definitely
for us at all.
Two checks for virgin right now, and 0 checks for
I think I'm a reasonable
absolute
guy.
cum stud.
Whoa, dude, that's pretty epic.
This would be a
cum stud,
pussy stud. I don't know. Someone at work, when I was at work today, there's some guy who was walking through our store. I work at a thrift store, for context. And like a pretty upscale one, I guess. But this guy was walking through and just said, "It's giving pussy."
In reference to what?
I have no fucking idea. Like I don't know. I don't know what triggered him to say that. I don't know.
It's giving pussy.
In what context he meant pussy.
Giving pussy like positive, or giving pussy like you are a pussy?
Could
be either.
I mean, I'm gonna go on and say I have no fucking clue what he was trying to say. Like I've been trying to decode it for like 4 hours, you know, in the last 4 hours. And
did he say it like it's giving pussy, or like it's giving
like,
pussy?
It's like it's giving pussy, you know?
Wow. That could be in reference to a smell.
And you know, like right, you know. And the thing is, like, people always walk by in stores like that and they say things and you only hear like one snippet of what they're saying. And so you know, they probably also said other stuff that would have given context as to how it gave pussy. But I didn't hear it. And the thing is, like that's what everyone says now. They say it's giving, you know, whatever.
Giving blank.
Like, frankly, that is the most indescriptive, you know, thing ever when people say that. I'm like people will be like, it's giving table.
It's giving Santa Claus.
It's giving Santa Claus. What does that mean?
So you see someone with a white beard,
right?
And you say it's giving Santa Claus. When I met one of my coworkers for the very first time, she was like, "How old are you?" I was like, "I'm 27." She's like, oh, honestly, I was gonna say that you were giving like it's giving like 24. Like, it's giving 20. Just say, I thought you were younger. You look younger than that.
Frankly, it's giving.
We're giving 24.
I want to pile drive this building with a Caterpillar excavator.
It's giving.
It's giving. That's another thing. People say, specifically in the store, they say it's giving all the fucking time.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
I don't know if you. Thrift.
I guess that makes
I don't know
sense.
if you thrift a lot.
I do. I think you know that I don't.
Yeah, I think I knew that. But the people who go thrift shopping are actually the worst people in the world.
Oh my God.
Like, they are almost all insufferable people. And I'm frankly part of them sometimes. You know, I'm part of that group.
Right.
But the worst is like people who thrift in groups. Because people do that. People thrift in like a wolf pack. You know, like
You're right.
they follow the alpha. They all come in and they're like.
We have a team. We have a head of.
They all kind of loiter around an area and they're like playing with hats and stuff and they're like they put like an old 70s chef hat on. They're like.
They go into the war room. They got
They go in the war room.
They've got the cabinet. Their cabinet.
Yeah, they got the chief of staff. They got the. Yeah, no, they got the full
chief
setup.
Of pants.
Yep, chief of pants, chief of hats,
secretary of socks.
Yep. And there's like I've considered making a bingo board for like things that thrift shoppers say.
That'd be
when
fun.
they're in the store, because there's like so many things that like I'm like I could easily get a 5 in a row on this, you know. Like, it's giving people like another thing people say is they pick up an item and say, "Look at this little number." And literally that activates like a fight or flight in my brain. It's like I want to throw a baseball at you.
This little number. That's so funny. I can vividly imagine someone saying that and holding up a blouse.
Yeah, people hold up like a blouse and they'll say, "Look at this little number," and then like the other thing people will always do is they'll try something on or something, you know, and it'll be really fucking expensive. It'll be like, oh, this is $60. I don't know why it's $60. It's a fucking thrift store, but it's $60. And they'll like come out of the changing room and like show to their friend, and they'll be like, "Should I get this?" And there's literally like this is like a tape played back response you could play, and it's like, "Oh, I don't know. I mean, if you like it, you should get it. But if you don't like it, you shouldn't get it." I'm like, that's the advice.
That's what shopping is.
And they think about that for a second, and they go back in, and they don't buy it.
There's no one. No. If someone's like, if I ask someone, if I'm like, "Hey, do you like this?" and they say, "If you like it, go ahead." That means they don't like it.
Right. That like I'm like.
What's important is that you like it, you fucking freak.
And then what's also funny is sometimes they'll ask us. You know, they like we're by the fitting room, so they ask us for our opinion. And sometimes I'll be like when it's a guy, and like I feel like I'm a little more knowledgeable. Like I'm like I can provide actual insight. Sometimes I'll tell them like, no, it doesn't fit you. You know, because like and I also feel like that sort of like improves my credibility too, because that's the other thing is that sometimes like today some girl comes out of the dressing room and she was like asking her friends if she liked it, and then she asked me and I was like, yeah, it looks good. And then this guy was like, well, of course he says it looks good, he works here.
Fucking asshole. That fucking piece of shit, he's lying. He would lie to your face.
Wants you to buy a $60 blouse.
He doesn't give a fuck about you. I mean, that's a good point. I mean, to an extent,
it
like,
is a good point.
But it's like,
I mean, We're also
you'd
not
hope that you'd
we're
be
also not
honest.
commission based, and frankly, I don't
Yeah.
give a shit if we don't sell anything.
Yeah.
I just need a fucking paycheck.
Yeah.
But
I would see. I honestly don't think I could do your job. I don't think I could do it. If someone walked up to me and asked me what I thought of what they were wearing, I would be like, flabbergasted. I would have no idea what to say. If it looked, I can't imagine. Even if it was like, no matter what they looked like, I would probably be like, yeah.
the most unconvincing.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I could. I'm not a salesman at all, and if someone, and I also hate my own opinion. So like,
sure.
you know, if people are like, if people were constantly asking, like, first of all, at my job, people ask me questions, and every time, even if I know the answer, I'm stumbling. If they're like, "Where's the bathroom?" I'm like, right. Bathroom, right. Here, there.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, "Do you have ketchup?" And I'm like, and in my brain, I'm like, I'd have no idea.
Your brain's like a steampunk engine, like a steam engine. That's
Yeah.
like the gears are clawed. It's like that episode of SpongeBob where he's like going through
seriously
his filing
is.
cabinets.
I'm so bad. I don't know if I'm just like afraid of strangers, maybe, but like really, it's like somebody will ask me, they'll be like, "Do you have beer here?"
No.
And I'll be like,
Uh,
because my brain will go like, why are they really asking me that?
Right.
Green check. That took a full second. Why are they asking me that? And then I get stuck there, and so I go, what? And then they're like, "Do you have beer here?" And then I'm like, "Okay." And then I like look around the whole room trying to figure out why they would ask me that. And then and then I say, "Beer, yes." And then they're like, "Okay, great." And that was
Has someone actually asked if you have beer?
Someone asked if we had burgers today. The place is called Burgers. Someone today walked up and he said, "You have burgers." He was
That would actually be like that would actually send me into
literally that exactly happened. He came over to me. He's like, "You guys have burgers?" He was like a 5'4", half Indian guy. I don't know why that's relevant. I guess his English wasn't that great.
no burgers.
And he's like, "You have burgers?" And I'm like, what? And he's like, "Do you have burgers?" Yeah. Yes. That's all we have. Is burgers.
Perfect.
And he said, "Great. He's like, "Can I get one?" I'm like, "Yeah, over there." It fucked with me. I don't know. I get really nervous around new people. And I've spent and at this job I have to spend all day around new people.
Yeah. I think the only time I was ever really like flabbergasted by something a customer said to me was there was this one lady who came up to me and like she just like stabbed up to me and was like what's the sluttiest thing you have here? And I just looked at her like dead ass for like 3 whole seconds.
I would never be able to answer that. And
like my manager was like right there next to me, and she was like, I was just like, and like I probably could have answered her question. I probably could have been like, all right, like I mean I would have told her like dead ass, we like actually don't really have anything that's like that slutty, short of like it's not like we sell like secondhand lingerie, you know. No one fucking wants that shit.
Right, it's a secondhand store. That's
and And so
Yeah.
we found, my manager found like one dress that was sort of slutty. She didn't even like it anyway, so.
Just
But
like,
yeah,
what am I,
that was the only
fucking
time where
wrong?
I think that was the only time where I was ever like, what? What did you just say to me?
I have no idea how I would answer that question. You could give me a full day to write a written response to that question, and I wouldn't write a word because
Yeah. That's the one thing about like I feel like retail is really easy until one moment in the day. And there's one moment in the day that just you're like damn.
Like, what?
I remember when I used to work at Men's Warehouse, there was this guy. This is hands down the worst experience I've ever had in retail ever.
Oh my god.
And I felt so bad. There was this guy who came in. He was huge. He was ginormous.
What, like
He was fat.
6'5"?
No, he was big.
Bigger than that? Or
round.
he was
He was
round.
round.
Okay.
I mean, he was tall by
Yeah.
by necessity. I mean,
Right.
he was so round that he
Eventually, he had to go up.
He had to
at
go
some
up.
point.
He had to proportionally balance out. This guy, I was like, all right, I know this guy's gonna need a big pair of pants, and my tiny little waist, I wear like a fucking 30
Yeah.
waist. I was like, I'm gonna have to start this guy at like the 50s.
Yeah.
Which isn't even that large. That's like, you're a
Sure.
sizable guy, but, plenty of people wear 50s.
Yeah.
And, like, the largest I think that we had was, like, a 62.
Okay.
And 62 was not enough.
Oh my god.
And I had to go up to this guy while he was, like I had to look this guy in the face and say, we unfortunately do not have a pair of pants that can fit your waist. And I was in like fucking high school, man. Like, how would you feel if a little fucking high schooler came up to you and was like,
You are too fat.
dog,
for
you're way
everything.
too fat. Like, there's
Everything in the store.
like,
That would
I mean, that would
fucking
just
suck.
I was like, man.
What did he was he nice about it? What did he say?
I mean, he was a little upset. I mean, he wasn't like angry to the point where he was like, I mean, what are you gonna get that angry about? It's like, I mean,
it's like I can't make.
like I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
I mean, he knows it's not like my fault. It's not like it's not like I made the pants. It's not. So he, he was just
Are you
kind of
kidding me?
disappointed and ended up not getting anything. And it was for like a rental tuxedo too, which was even worse because those are supposed to be like flexible within a few sizes. So,
Man.
that's it.
Where would he go after that?
I think we told him that there was a store across the street called like DXL or something, which specialized in like plus size clothing, which also sucks to hear. It's like, oh, don't worry, there's actually a place for huge fat people next door.
I think you're looking for that tailor, that men's clothing store.
Yeah, there's an alarm that goes off if you step inside and it detects your weight.
You gotta go to Fred. You gotta go to Fred Lars.
Gotta go right over to
Pants
Big
and
Fred's across the
accessories.
street.
Yuck, man.
Yeah.
That would suck. That does sound supremely awkward.
But the rest of it's, the rest of working retail is usually cakewalk.
All right. Maybe I could do it.
Yeah, I mean,
but I just would never survive those moments.
Yeah, no, I mean
I'm not good at that stuff at all.
You definitely want to kill yourself.
Perfectly normal.
Perfectly normal. Kill yourself moment.
In retail.
Yep.
Well, Ben, you and I think this is I am pretty sure this is the first podcast that we've done with just two people. I think
it is. Pretty sure it is. Because generally before, if it was like only two people can make it, then it was... Because, I mean, first off, the prerequisite was that you had to be... Generally, you had to be able to do it because we would do it at your house.
And we would use my equipment in my space.
And so then it was like, all right, well, is just one person going to come over to Luke's house?
To do a podcast.
Just like we could have done. But it was, I think because we all had to go, because we had to actually go to your house, it was like, oh, it's not really worth it if just one person can make it.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, it's
pretty easy.
Easy. I mean,
we have the same house.
We honestly could have podcasted like a billion times whenever we wanted to.
We could podcast.
I mean, I feel like we've had a number of conversations here that we could have just,
could have been podcast.
Gotten the mics rolling and,
we can chat
had
about
an A1
This is our review
podcast.
of Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah.
Which we didn't really like.
We could have done... I mean, I actually think we should do more of those, like, commentary tracks.
Oh, yeah? Like with the Spider-Man?
With the Spider-Man one. I think we... Like, I feel like we could...
watch some movies?
Like, watch some movies. I mean, we watch... We
already watch
a lot of movies. I feel like we watch more movies now because we're in the same place.
Yeah.
And obviously we have plenty to say about these movies as we're watching them.
Yeah.
I feel like...
It's very true.
I mean, leave a comment. Do you think we should do movie commentary?
Yeah, I mean, if you made it this far...
We should do a YouTube poll. An Instagram poll.
A poll. Any poll.
But the answers are going to be...
Yes. No one's going to say no.
Someone might say no.
Dude, who... Do we have haters? Are we big enough to have haters?
Just think about, would that suck? Wouldn't that suck if you have like a YouTube channel with like 200 subscribers and you
had a hater.
You post like a poll like, do you guys want to see me branch out into this new kind of content? Like not getting rid of your old content, just adding in a new kind of content.
Let's try something new.
And you get like a 60-40 vote in favor of no. Like that would suck.
That would be
just enough people to push it to no. Honestly, even if it was like 60-40 in favor, it'd still be heartbreaking that like, damn, that many people don't want me to do this.
Holy fuck. I only have 10 people in my audience and a majority of them don't want me to try.
That'd be so sad.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I guess we have technically had a couple of haters.
Yeah, we have haters. I mean, Family Boy definitely.
There was some annoyed people.
We definitely made some enemies with the Family Boy.
There was. I remember actually like day one of Family Boy blowing up, we got a video response from some kid.
What?
Yeah,
don't remember this.
We got a video response from some kid, and I must only remember this, but he didn't like my Joe voice. He responded specifically. He put the clip of me doing like Peter, whatever.
Yeah,
and he cuts to him in his bedroom. He's like, it's not that hard to do the Joe voice. And then he does his Joe impression, which was, in my opinion, no better than my own. He's like, hey, Peter,
does the exact same Joe voice.
Exact same thing. And
I like how he beefs with your Joe voice. Like
that's the problem with the video.
Like I feel like my Peter voice was arguably the worst impression out of all of them.
We got like 3 dudes doing like entirely half-hearted like Family Guy impressions. Like it's and then there's so many other like little like inaccuracies in the video that he just like didn't care about. He just
honestly that's probably the realest complaint though.
He just wanted to flex his Joe voice. He thought his Joe voice was good.
But I mean, compared to everyone else's complaints, which is, you know, like Peter didn't Joe until 1980.
1981.
Like compared to the other complaints, that's at least a complaint with the production of the video,
right?
Which I guess I can,
with the performance,
I guess I can respect
something
that.
I could theoretically improve.
But also, yeah, like you said, it's still a fucking parody video.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I don't think it's that deep,
it's
man.
that serious.
Yours still wasn't. Your impression as a response was not that good.
Yeah. I was trying to find that video, but I don't know.
Family Boy?
No. Where'd it go?
We
lost it. Our legacy. If fucking the kid's response. I don't know. Maybe he deleted it. But I couldn't find.
I don't think I told you guys. Like the day after we uploaded Family Boy, it was like right after we had talked about like doing like the re-upload of it with the Subway Surfers footage. Someone had beat us to that. Someone already reposted Family Boy trailer with it over Subway Surfers, and it went like semi-viral, like not obviously as much as ours, but you know it was a hit in the Family Boy community.
It's amazing.
I came so close today to bring up Family Boy to a coworker today.
Oh, whoa!
And I stopped myself. I was like,
I don't think I've ever mentioned it to anybody.
I was like, yeah, and that was right. I was like, no. No. 2 things I won't mention to anybody. I have a podcast and
I'm Peter from Family Boy.
Well, because I mentioned I made a TikTok the other day where I recorded a time lapse of me eating an entire rotisserie chicken and put it on TikTok, and it went very light. Like it got around. I got like 1,200. I got like 1,200 likes on it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
No, 1,200 views. Sorry, and like
I saw
150 likes or something.
That was pretty good.
And it somehow managed to reach one of my coworkers' For You page.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying because I like have my phone, like my TikTok account is like I have like an off the grid TikTok account. You know, like it's not linked to my phone at all. Like there's no phone number, like because I know that like my family. I don't want my family seeing. I don't want my I'm fine with my like people I know like people that I want to see my TikToks will see my TikToks.
Sure.
People that I'm not I'm not rushing for my coworkers to see videos of my like AI voice videos of like G-Man having a diarrhea attack. And so then one of my coworkers finds this video and we're like talking today and she's like, you had your first viral video, and I'm like, oh, if only you knew. If only you kue.
That's not even Rick and Morty.
This isn't even a fraction of my power. Yeah, not even Rick and Morty. The Rick and Morty video went pretty viral
that
too.
Thing actually has not stopped getting comments on it. It still gets
It still goes, really?
Yes, it still gets comments on it.
I actually looked at it the other day, and I was still pretty amazed at how many people are buying that one.
Every time I check the nondescript TikTok, there's more comments on that one. and of people being like, it's not real.
It's so
And, like,
not even relevant anymore.
I know. That was so long ago. It feels
there's been so many developments that
Yeah.
are completely outdate that video.
Yeah, I guess people are still waiting on like an official response,
Well,
like from the Rick and Morty people, or like an announcement
think
about
they've
who
already-
the replacement voice is.
oh, have they not announced an official replacement yet?
I don't believe
Some
so.
people think they have. Some people think it's whatever the fuck
The guy in
whatever the
the-
fuck the guy was named in our video.
Yeah, like Dustin.
Dustin, yeah. Do we even give him a last name? I think it was just Dustin.
I think I gave him some random last name.
Dustin Huston.
It's like Dustin something mouth. Fucking but that's so funny. I almost also brought up Family Boy because one of my coworkers was like, I make
Loves Family Guy.
he was like I make like comedy videos with my friends. And I was like, oh, hey, yeah, I do that too. I've got an account with like 14,000 followers on TikTok. I think it's 14,000.
I think we're near 14,000, I think.
And he was like, cool. And I'm like, we've got like a few million views.
He said he has a few million
Well,
views?
no, I said we have a few million views, and then I was like,
baby, we have several million views.
I was like, I'm not gonna say on what,
Baby, we have almost as many views as Jake Novak's SNL cast member video.
That's the truth. So, I feel like there's probably somebody in at least one of our lives who saw that video.
And is like, wow.
I think odds are we know somebody who saw that video and doesn't realize that we made it.
Oh, they didn't even know it was us.
Yeah. Like, maybe, like... I feel like if I pulled all of my coworkers and I was like, hey, have you seen...
Oh, yeah, like someone, like they didn't know us.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they didn't... yeah. Have you seen that video, the Family Boy prequel, live-action prequel video? I think it's entirely possible that one of them...
I would 100% believe that people... I would definitely believe that people, like, saw it and, like swiped off of it.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't watch it, but they...
Yeah. I don't know.
I'd believe it.
I would love at one point in my life for just somebody I don't know to bring it up to me, or like somebody that doesn't know that I was in it to bring it up to me, and then I'd be like, by the way, we made this in that's my house.
That's Ferndale High School.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's me also. I'm
more importantly, that's that. I mean, that would actually be. I mean, fuck, that feels so good. I'm just kidding. No, but literally that. I mean, the reality of the situation is that if Nondescript Video Club ever does become like, like if we ever do actually like blow up, Family Boy is going to be our cult classic.
And people are gonna say, "Take me back,
like
take me back to the old days."
Like that's gonna be like, I was about to say like old Tobuscus, but that. I was thinking about it. I was like, really just shouldn't.
I don't want to end up.
I just
like
really shouldn't draw any comparisons
man.
with Toby Buscus.
People, it's like how people want the old Kanye.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're gonna say, "Why you don't make anything like Family Boy anymore?"
Right. And they're right. We really don't.
When
When was the last time we made?
Well, we did that. We did the Family Boy, and then we immediately did the Rick and Morty video because we were like, clearly, this
People
works.
eat this shit up.
And both of those,
Those are two most successful videos.
And then we were like, well, we're done doing that.
Well, that was fun. That fucking took it out of me.
Yeah, if we could have done Barbenheimer video. I don't know. It's just like, literally, we did that Rick and Morty video. I remember us talking about it like, oh, we could do like another culturally relevant like cartoon like thing.
Yeah.
And
well, it's like it's all dependent though on what's on TikTok, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's at a time we did the Family Boy at a time when like Family Guy was everywhere on TikTok, and it still is. I still get Family Guy TikToks every now and then, but like I feel like it's largely dependent on Twitter, on like what's trending on even like Twitter, even like
yeah.
Because I feel like TikTok and Twitter kind of follow similar trending information streams sometimes.
A lot of crossover.
Sometimes. But yeah, that's
we'll
social
have a
media,
bigger
baby.
hit than Family Boy someday of this. I'm
sure.
I'm hopeful.
I'm
You've definitely made better videos than Family Boy, so be sure to like and subscribe on all of those. I think we oh man, I wonder how many videos we've made since then.
Since Family Boy?
Yeah. I think we're approaching 100 videos, shy of shorts. We have over 100 videos on our channel, but a lot of them are shorts.
Yeah.
But now we have almost 50 podcasts, and I guess we're still quite a little ways from 100 videos, actually. Because we probably have like 25 to 30 sketches. Right? Do we have more than that?
I think we have... no, you might be right. We might have only...
Yeah.
Who
knows?
Who knows?
We're so inconsistent.
Yeah. Well, we could share... obviously, did not post like the past 2 weeks.
Yes, I was out of town. I had 2 weddings to go to. So I didn't have
Big
time
wedding guy.
to do anything for a couple weeks except that thing.
Right. But we did enter a film festival with a compilation of nondescript shorts.
That's right. I made some original animation.
Mm-hmm.
Ben made some like dope transitions and kind of sewed together this nondescript video compilation. And we're submitting it to like a comedy short film festival.
Yep. And if it wins first place, we get $100,000, which is gonna go straight to Pornhub Premium.
Straight to my straight to the hub.
Straight back into the economy.
Yeah.
Back into the porn economy.
Guess what? It grows the economy. There is a cash prize.
There is.
I don't know how confident I feel about that whole thing. I like the compilation a lot. But I'm very curious, one, how many people submit to that, and 2, how many of those people don't suck.
Right.
It's curious. I think one thing that's true of everyone in the nondescript video club, I think we all like a good contest. I think we all find that very motivating.
Yeah. I mean, we're all proven winners in contests.
Oh,
we've all
I mean,
won.
we don't have to, but obviously, We have we have a lineage.
We come from a long bloodline of winners.
Winners and champions.
Winners, champions, colonizers.
Yeah, whiteys. Do you think it's okay to say So I saw someone say on Twitter, like the N-word but with a W. and I like giggled at it, and I was like, I don't think I can say that, right?
I giggled, said it out loud in the shower a few times.
I don't think you should say it. I think it's too close.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, I feel like it has the... It's like you say it, but it has the echo of the word, of the original word, Do
you know about how Nintendo tweeted that word once?
What? What?
Yes.
When?
I feel okay.
Like just
I
the
feel
word?
okay saying it in this specific context.
Okay.
Because they posted about I think it was about Mario Kart, and there's the Mario character Wiggler the worm.
Yes.
And there was like a typo. And so they tweeted like, everybody, it's Wicker Wednesday. It's like taken down immediately.
Oh my god. Oh Christ.
That's what it said.
Oh my god. I mean, I just like I said, it has the echo of the N-word,
It does kind of sting. I don't, and
I mean, the W just doesn't do.
I literally, I've never thought about it's on my mind today because I saw it on Twitter today. And I was like,
and
I think because it's based in the N-word.
Yeah. It's like, when I was in high school, people used to do people would say the N-word, but they'd do a B instead of the G.
Oh, I was like, bigger. That's not instead of the G. Which I've heard people say.
I mean, the reality of the situation is that whenever there's anything with the IGGER, it's just like, whoa!
You immediately go, it's like a hot stove.
I'm watching Winnie the Pooh, like, whoa,
whoa, hey,
whoa, what's this guy's name? Like, all right.
Holy shit. Should not be
it's
saying that.
Like,
wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are wonderful things.
Right, like,
and
like
song.
Somehow, I mean, on one hand, I just feel like when they were writing that song, obviously it was a word at the time when they were writing that song. I just feel like
it did exist.
I just feel like they did think about it.
They're like, we have to write a song about Tigger, about Tiggers.
Like, yeah, like why did they need to make it plural?
We are really we're really playing with fire here, Ben. This is the most we've discussed that word at all on the podcast.
Obviously our like I said,
our subscribers are tanking.
Going down.
I didn't subscribe to hear
I subscribe to hear two white guys talking about
the N-word.
talking about
man.
the ethics of the N-word.
Yeah, variations of it. What can I get away with? Yeah, like two white guys
discussing tactical use of...
discussing the N-word and being like, what can I get away with? Well, you know.
Do you think it's okay for me to say it this way?
Yeah, can I do it like this? What if I saw someone else do it this way? Is there an angle where I can...
Is there a world where I can say this word? No. The answer is no.
No, I think we'll leave it there.
I think we'll end it there.
I actually have no idea how long we've been going. I think we're good though. We'll call it there. I mean, we basically have a long discussion like this every single day on our couch.
Yeah.
But
might as well record it.
Another great chat, Ben. Well, next week, I mean, we should never have to do another 2-person podcast ever again.
Yep. And one day in the relatively near future, we might even have another 4-person one.
Oh my God, you are seriously making some big promises, Ben.
Some big promises.
It's true. It is true.
Because
Peter is here.
Peter is here now.
Full time. He's going to live here.
And frankly, they invented these things not too long ago called the airplane that,
Yep.
You know, Cade might be able to use one of those.
I mean, Cade hasn't been on the channel, on the podcast in like months. No. Yeah,
frankly,
which
he's missed.
Yeah, very sad. We gotta pull him out here.
It's like if the Autobots lost Bumblebee.
Yeah, precise. I have such a Transformers thing.
I'm a Transformers
okay
kick. Transformers kick.
Appreciate that about you.
Sorry, spoilers for the latest Transformers movie in 3, 2, 1. They literally. Do you care? I don't. You don't
I
care.
don't remotely.
They
care.
literally ended the last Transformers movie with they hand the main character a business card, and it's a business card for the G.I. Joe.
Really?
Yes, legitimately.
They're doing another G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe Transformers crossover coming. It wasn't even a post-credits.
Oh,
it was still in the movie.
No way.
It was just the ending to the
they have
regular
a business
movie.
card that says G.I. Joe on it?
Yeah. And also the setup for it is so weird. He goes into like there's a recurring theme throughout the movie that this guy's tried to get a job.
What? What is happening in this movie?
I mean, I don't I'm basically he's a poor guy in New York City.
Okay.
He can't get a job.
Down on his
luck. Then he goes after the events of the movie. He saved the world. He goes to like a regular job interview at like a regular security job, and they don't explain how any of this is orchestrated, but like the job interview takes place in this room, and the guy is like asking all these really weird questions, and it's implied that he applied for the job. He
Right.
was the one who took the initiative here. And then the job interviewer, he's like, I know what happened in Peru. The movie takes place largely in Peru.
Okay.
And then he goes up to like his like best manager award on the wall, rotates it. The wall opens up to reveal a giant hangar. They're just like in some.
What?
They're just like in some like break room. Like they're in like a
What?
break room underneath a garage.
Oh my God.
And he's like, think about it. Hands in the business card. It's like G.I. Joe.
The business card just says G.I. Joe.
Just straight up has the G.I. Joe logo.
G.I. Joe the name of the character?
No, it's like the
Isn't he a G.I. whose name is Joe?
I don't think so. No, like the G.I. Joe is like an organization, I think.
It is?
I think so. I don't know.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know anything about G.I. Joe, but I figured G.I. Joe is like, I'm Joe and I'm a G.I. You call me G.I. Joe. Like Bob the Builder.
Yeah, but I think Well, I think that was the idea of the original G.I. Joe toy, but then when they decided to make it like a movie or like a franchise,
it's like the G.I. Joe program.
Because like at one point G.I. Joe was just like basically Barbies, but for like guys who like guns.
For like dope straight dudes.
Yeah, dope straight white guys. It wasn't just for white guys.
Yeah, I know, what the hell.
But no. But then they like started to like make it into like a toy line where it had like a story behind it, and then it was like, oh, this is the G.I. Joe organization.
Okay.
They're fighting
got
Cobra.
and Janes
and one of them was a ninja.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, then I mean, yeah.
What a nightmare that is.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe, Transformers.
I mean, I'm just gonna tell you right now, a Transformer's gonna knock the fuck out of a G.I. Joe.
Yeah, like what the fuck is a G.I. Joe supposed to do in the face of a Decepticon?
That's my favorite part about Transformer movies is that, like, they bring the humans to the final battles, and they always have to give them like the jobs they give them are like, oh, you gotta run through this tiny little hallway because we physically are too large to go through it.
Right. They're like human. Yeah, humans are like rats in like other movies. Like, you know how they have movies where they're like, we need someone small enough to go in, and then they like.
Yeah. My least favorite part about this movie. All right, so we're gonna have like just like a 20-minute long segment about Transformers on the end of this podcast.
All right.
My least favorite part about this movie was the fact that, and you're not gonna believe this, there's a point where one of the Transformers, who's played by Pete Davidson, by the way, best part of the movie, also.
Oh,
Pete
wow.
Davidson actually was like the standout performance of the entire movie.
Fuck yeah.
Pete Davidson's Transformer dies, and he doesn't totally die.
Oh, wow.
He like almost dies, and he dies like saving the human. And but then he's like, wait a minute, I'm still alive, but I need you to take the wheels. And so he like sheds part of his Transformer body and creates like a suit of armor for this guy.
What?
And then this guy runs around, he's flying around fighting like these other little mini Transformers. And I'm like, you just did that because he's a human, because he's a tiny little fucking human. He can't do shit.
Yeah, because he can't do anything.
Like,
he's useless.
Like, I liked in the old Transformer movie, like in the Michael Bay ones, when they literally just had like soldiers. Like in the Michael Bay one, they had whole scenes where just soldiers would just try and fight Transformers, and it would take seven of them to like, it would take 7 of them and like 3 drone strikes to like incapacitate the Transformer.
Yeah, sure.
Like that was cool. Like that was actually cool, and they would like, when the humans were just useless.
Yeah.
Like in this one, they were actually kind of useful, which was less like.
Yeah. So if humans are like flying around, okay, so that's where like G.I. Joe could theoretically.
But that's why it's gonna suck though, because like I don't want to watch a human fight a Transformer. That's just not fun.
Another cinematic universe.
I was literally thinking, like, there's, you know how everyone's talking about the Mattel cinematic universe now?
Yeah, the Barbie-verse.
This is gonna be the next Marvel and DC. The Hasbro, the
versus
HCU,
Mattel.
and the MCU, the new MCU, the Mattel cinematic
universe versus the Hasbro.
I mean, you know who I'm rocking. I'm rocking Transformers till the end, but
yeah. Wow. I mean, fuck. How many? All of these universes fail, do they not? I guess the King Kong Godzilla verse,
the monster verse,
worked out.
Sort of. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
people generally regard the movies as bad, but
right.
But like they at least.
But I think people saw them.
Right. It's like different than Marvel movies. Like they're still like entertaining, you know. Like they suck, but.
Right. But it's like.
But like you don't have to know. You don't have to. Like now with Marvel, it's like you have to have watched so much shit.
Yeah, in order to enjoy Secret Invasion, which apparently is the worst
no
thing
one
ever.
Watched.
Yeah, no one watched. And the people that did watch it are like, boo. This sucks.
Yeah, and so now it's like, now, like I keep reading things. It's like, oh yeah, they said the outcome of Secret Invasion revealed that this guy was actually an alien since the first Marvel movie ever.
Yeah, War Machine or whatever. Don
Like, oh, that's cool.
Like, I don't care.
Thanks.
I don't care if that guy's an alien.
But like that's now though gonna become probably like important for another movie or something. I don't know. Who knows? So basically, you want to enjoy a Marvel project now, you got to be like,
You gotta be plugged in. You better have
and like the same shit's happening to Star Wars too. You know, like
you have to watch. Yeah, if you want to watch Ahsoka.
Yeah, like you gotta watch
the Clone
Wars.
You
gotta watch the Clone Wars. You gotta watch like Rebels.
Gotta watch season 2 of The Mandalorian.
And watch The Mandalorian. It's just like not sustainable. But like Godzilla versus King Kong.
Sure.
Dude,
yeah, that's true.
No one even fucking gives a shit about. They like introduce new human characters every single movie, and they're just like, "What happened to the last guys? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, they're
fucking
gone.
died. I don't know. They had off-screen deaths."
They fucking.
But you don't need to recap on what Godzilla's been up to. You just know he's Godzilla. You don't need to know what King Kong's been up to. He lives on an island, and
that's true. Like you couldn't pop out of time and watch the Marvels and know what the fuck was going on, but you could watch Godzilla versus
even if
Kong.
you didn't watch like the Kong origin movie, if you popped into a movie and King Kong was just there, you wouldn't be like, oh, why is King Kong here? You'd be like, oh, sick.
So it's a huge ape. Hell yeah.
Right, so we just got right into it. Let's fucking go.
That guy's huge.
Like
you wouldn't even need to know who King Kong is.
No.
You'd just be like Big Monkey.
No, yeah. You're
awesome.
right. Like, it just appeals to such primal and like childlike instincts that it's like you don't who fucking gives a shit. Like, and honestly, same with Transformers. That's why like when I put on that movie, you know, I sat my white ass down and listened. You know, like I was glued to the fucking screen watching that because it was just fucking big robot. Like I don't fucking. They introduced a bunch of people I didn't fucking know, and I was like, shit, I don't know who you are.
G.I. Joe. Oh my god. And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That movie actually looks really good. I'm actually really excited for that movie.
See, I've never cared about the Ninja Turtles.
Me neither.
There's no way I'm going to see this in theaters just because the way this year has gone, I haven't seen, like, anything that I wanted to see in theaters.
And that's not going to be the movie.
That's not going to be the one. But it does look good, and I hear that it is.
I'm probably going to... I got that Regal pass.
Oh, nice.
So I could see Barbenheimer for the price of one movie.
Well, there you go.
So, you had to get it for like a 3-month minimum. So I'm probably just going to use it for the...
Turtle Power.
Yeah.
I've never been a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles guy at all.
I don't... frankly, I don't give a fuck about them, but this one looks cool. This one looks like it's actually, like, fun.
What else can they cross over with Hasbro? Is Operation Hasbro?
That's just like...
We have to perform an emergency surgery on this man.
It's like...
Remove the funny
a
bone.
Grey's Anatomy.
Remove his Adam's apple.
It's funny that we were talking a while back about how hospital TV shows suck.
Yeah.
But have they ever made just like a hospital movie?
Where it's just like normal hospital drama?
Like a movie about like I'm imagining an operation movie would be like, it would be about a singular like a really bad operation.
Really intense operation.
Really intense operation. It'd be like in real time.
How would they even make, like, you can't even, how would you even reference the game, right?
Yeah, what?
What
like,
could you do?
The big part of the game is that when you mess up, there's a big red buzzer that goes off.
And it's his nose. Like,
yeah. Yeah, like who are you operating? Like who are they operating on in the movie? Is it like an alien?
Yeah, if it's just a normal person operation.
I'm imagining if they do,
it's like why you're removing
operation
all the parts out of this
becomes part of the HCU. I imagine they're operating on they're operating on this person. At the twist is like, oh my god, this is King Kong.
We've been operating on Magic the Gathering this whole time.
What other
Hasbro owns
This
Magic
is awesome.
Gathering.
What other fucking this makes me look. What other Hasbro IPs are there? Because I've never even thought about like an actual like
I don't know.
Little's Pet Shop.
Man. Can't believe they
Nerf.
didn't tease that.
How's there not been a Nerf movie?
What would it be about?
I don't fucking know. They used to make Nerf games. Like they used to make Nerf video games.
Yeah.
Like
Because
fight real people. But you would still shoot darts. Like
right.
you were fighting an enemy that
It
was
was for
susceptible
parents.
to darts.
It was so parents could buy a first-person shooter that wasn't rated M.
Right.
That's literally the point of it. It's
But, like,
the point of an actual Nerf gun is to have your kid play with a gun.
I just think a Nerf movie would be hilarious. Like a movie where people are actually susceptible to darts. Like the little, and not like the new like darts. I'm talking like the old school like suction cup darts.
It's Nerf for nothing.
Those were Nerf fell off when they got rid of the suction cup darts.
Yeah, and it's just like a contact dart.
Yeah, I was like, what's the fucking point if it
What are
doesn't
we
stick
doing
to the
here,
wall?
guys? That's just a foam bullet.
Ah.
Yeah, Hasbro owns.
They own the world.
There's another obvious one I'm forgetting, but imagine at the end of the G.I. Joe movie, they're like, "Let me know if you." One of the characters has wanted to be a veterinarian the whole time, and at the end they're like, "What is this place? Why are the animals so small?" It's the littlest pet shop I've ever seen.
For a second, I
That'd
thought
be
I thought you were gonna say G.I. Joe is where they did the Nerf crossover, and I was imagining they have like a suit up scene, where they open up like a big vault door. There's just a bunch of bright blue and yellow Nerf guns on the wall. Like, no, we need some real power.
Some real artillery.
It's Nerf or nothing.
Dude, they would say that in a movie.
They will say it. If and when they make the Nerf movie, they'll say it.
Yeah, they make Nerf stand for something.
They'll say it. They'll say it 12 years too late. You know,
Neutralize enemies real fast.
because the thing is, that movie would have fucking ate it up in 2007.
A
Nerf movie?
Oh, sure. Everyone was talking about it, Nerf, back then.
Dude, they were. I mean, like,
everyone was getting their driver's license.
like, when you were younger, did you have a lot of Nerf guns? Did you have Nerf guns?
I had none.
We had so many Nerf guns.
Holy shit.
Like, Nerf, when I think about what are the physical factors in life that cause me to like go down the route of like a film career.
Oh my god.
Nerf guns have to, I have to put some respect up for Nerf guns because
shit.
When I was like younger, me and my extended family, like every Christmas, we would make a full ass movie.
Oh, really?
With Nerf guns.
That's pretty cool.
Like, and like, the older people in the family, not me. I was fucking 7. I didn't know how to fucking do shit except for like hold the gun and look like a cute little kid. So and people would, like my brother and cousins would like put like actual like muzzle flares over shit, and it was a blast. But like, that's what I'm saying. In 2007, if there was a movie where like you saw like they put Nerf guns on screen, I'd be like, oh yeah,
yup,
this
nailed it.
is America.
I if you asked me to make a Nerf movie, if you're like write a Nerf movie, I'd be like, fucking shoot me. I can't. I don't even have.
I mean, I wouldn't want to make it.
The beginning of an idea of what a Nerf movie.
I wouldn't want to make it. I mean, you know, because that's the thing. We weren't making Nerf movies. We were like it wasn't about Nerf. It was just movies with Nerf guns.
Featured Nerf.
But like, a Nerf movie would inevitably, theoretically, have Nerf lore, which
non-lethal bullets, sir. Our top scientists have developed non-lethal bullets made out of styrofoam,
and they stick to walls.
Yeah, they stick to walls, eh?
These ones glow in the dark. These
They're
ones
suction cup tips
stick to Velcro.
They explode. Stick to walls and explode or something. I can see that happening in the G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah.
Like they pull out a gun and then the bullets like
so
stick to the bullet.
funny.
The bullets like stick to the wall.
I wouldn't want to write a Nerf
they,
movie,
like,
but I would want to
up.
write that scene. I would want to write that scene for the G.I. Joe movie. If they don't do that, I'll be upset. I'll actually be upset.
That could happen.
If that doesn't happen.
They could include like a Nerf gun in or what is an obvious allusion to like the standard Nerf gun in the
It doesn't
G.I.
have to
Joe
be
movie.
a verbal thing. It could just be like a thing in the background, like I'm imagining a shot where they're like walking through the laboratory, and there's like a sign in the background, like the non-lethal weapons division, and you just see, if you look closely, you can see what is obviously like a classic Nerf gun, and he's holding it up. That'd be like the best.
That'd be so.
That'd be the best That'd be a better cameo than like anything Marvel's done in the past.
Oh my god.
3 years, frankly.
What a nightmare. Everything's an ad.
Yeah.
They don't make movies anymore. They make
cinema. All right, frankly, that was a really long tangent.
Yeah, I think we ended
prepared to end that.
Yeah, we ended the podcast
all of a sudden,
like 30 minutes ago.
Something sparked Transformers in me, and then
Yeah, don't get Ben started on his Transformers, man. He'll pop off. But hey, if you made it to the end of the podcast, congratulations. You're likely the only one.
You're likely the only ones. And you probably stayed because of the same reason we kept talking.
Yeah. So, if you got to the end of the podcast, leave a comment that says, giving your opinion on.
Tell us your favorite Nerf gun.
Yeah, did you tell us a Nerf gun experience you had in the comments? And if you do that, we'll what should we give? What should we give them? Like a photograph. Like a.
I was gonna say
We'll give you a shout out.
Yeah.
On the next one.
Yep.
Which will hopefully be in a week from when this one comes out. But you never know.
You never know with our silly asses.
We are so silly.
So silly
But hey, thanks for listening. You're a great audience member. Like and subscribe to the channel. We had a little boost recently. We got like 20 subscribers in the last month.
Let's go.
We're almost at 250. Hooray. And
means we're almost at 300.
Which means we're basically at 300, which is
Where's our silver play button?
Almost 500, which is practically 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So when can we monetize? All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Have a good night. Me and Ben, we're done. It's over.